Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Cliff Notes Live, episode 164, I think, something like that. Welcome to all y'all. Hope y'all are doing fantastic, enjoying, kind of feeling like springtime down here in Houston. Maybe not so much for the rest of y'all, but it's kind of feeling nice outside today. So enjoyed it. Spent a little time working outside, spent a little time inside binging and watching a few shows. We're going to talk about all that. But before we do, let me start with the big old SKD 143. Love my wife, love my kids, love reality TV, especially love reality TV fan, and especially love you guys that come out here and hang with me every Monday evening. And those of you who watch on replay as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that I don't have to just talk for an hour. That I actually get to figure out what's all on y'all's mind, answer a few questions, things like that. So welcome aboard to all of y'all. Before I go any further, if you haven't already done so, I say it every week. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel, turning on notifications, and after that, maybe a little thumbs up would work. Y'all know I love the thumbs up. It's that time of year where Big Brother Canada isn't quite here yet. Big Brother 26 isn't quite here yet, although we got a little news on them. And as a result, you never know what videos are going to pop up here and there. So, yeah, turn on the notifications and you'll find all of them. Excuse me. It's going to be one of those kind of nights. I hope not. All right, let's see who I've got out here before I go too much further. Let's see. Brian Heston. Brian, how are you doing, sir? I hope you're doing fantastic. Marilyn Sutherland. Marilyn, how are you? Jake, the horror movie geek. Ma, thank you. Happy birthday, Ma. Yeah, I know. I saw the comments afterwards. I know it's not your birthday. So we will do it though later. Now that I know your birthday's on a Monday, we're definitely going to be getting you on. That's going to be a lot of fun. Ma said, not my birthday, but wouldn't mind being a guest if offered. Well, let's see how it goes this evening. But whether we do or not tonight, definitely when you're on there, on your birthday, we're going to get you. I don't know. Yeah, you may be eating cake and blowing those horns and all. You may be too busy on your birthday. But we'll try to get you on. If we can fight for a little time, we'll try to get you on. But I'm going to say anyway, happy birthday early, Ma. Yeah, I was laughing about last week. For those of you who may not have watched last week, Ma had mentioned her birthday was on a Monday, not next Monday. And I kind of misread it, the way I tend to do. So sorry, made culpa and all that. All right. But I'm glad you're here, Ma. Marilyn Sutherland is as well. I think I said anyway, and I'll say it again, Marilyn. Kennedy Franklin. Hey, Kennedy. Karen Hummer. Mark Taylor. Michelle Moore. I love seeing all these names out here. Desiree Watts. Anoe. Carol Mosher. LJ Price. LJ, how are you doing? Taylor Mangus. Beverly Brannon, Andy Yum Yum. Wyatt Garrett. Hey, Wyatt. Saw some more post links for Billy Bob's. Colleen, and who else? We had Terry Thomas. And I think we'll stop about there. Colleen's saying I was born on a Monday, if that counts. I don't know what day I was born. I don't remember the day. I guess when I was born, I wasn't so worried about the calendar day. I was just happy to be there. And I'm still happy to be here. So I hope y'all are all doing fantastic. Welcome to what's going on today. Besides a little reality TV here and there, it's National Hot Pot or Fondue Day or something. Love me some chocolate. Dipped with strawberries, bananas, whatever. It's also National Shower with a Friend Day, which seems like a very particular day to be celebrating, right? Who came up with that one? And then I started thinking about that. Well, I did spend about 3.5 months in a house showering next to people. Sometimes they were friends, sometimes not so much friends, but always kept that shower curtain pulled out pretty. Yeah, it's funny. It was weird when I was in that house because when I first got in there, when there's 16 people, I would get up early, which made it a little easier for me to have to be able to shower without necessarily having to share it with someone else. But if there was someone in that other shower, forget worries about being seen and that shower curtain being pulled tight and everything. I wanted that shower curtain pulled tight because the water in the other one, the other side, for a lot of the season, even after Have Nots ended, was cold water. And I did not want cold water anywhere close to me while I showered. I hated it. I was never Have Not during my season, but if I had been, I think half my my bathing would have involved the old swimming pool out in the backyard, which probably would have been everyone else would have hated it. But there was actually, I don't know if y'all remember, there was a little pull, you pull a little handle and the water would wash you off before you got in the pool. I have a feeling I would have been out there in the sunshine showering under that more than in a cold one. I can't stand the cold. Y'all know that. And the cold showers the same way. But yeah, I spent 3.5 months showering with friends, kind of, sort of. So happy shower with friend day. All right. What else do we have going on? Let's see. Mark Taylor saying, any start date for Big Brother Canada? I have no idea. When does it normally start? I want to say, because it always wraps up right before Big Brother kicks off, which is middle of June. So I want to say like the middle of March, something like that. It's got to be pretty close, right? I don't know. In all honesty, Mark, just because the live feeds are gone from Big Brother Canada, I'm not following it as much as I have. Now, once it gets here, I'm gonna be excited to see who's on there, see who I want to cheer for. Not so much cheer against, but there's always people you think, they're not going to last, or they're really going to alienate a lot of people. But yeah, I'll be excited. I'll follow along with it. I've always been very hit and miss on being able to watch Big Brother from Canada and global TV. I don't know why they make it so hard for us to watch it down here. I always end up finding some funky channel that's showing it sometimes not, but we'll see. Yeah, I have no idea when it's going to start, but I'll see if I can find out and let you know. I don't know if they've actually released a start date just yet, but we got Big Brother Canada. In Big Brother 26 news, casting has opened up. Yes, indeed. I've seen a few posts. I'll probably be putting something on Instagram out there as well. Isn't it funny how those of us who've been on the show, a lot of us are so gung-ho to try to get other people on the show. I think it's because a lot of us realize what a unique and special experience it was. Even if you didn't win, even some of the folks that maybe didn't stick around forever. I know Riley from last season. She's already posted several reminders saying, "Yeah, wasn't that fun? Isn't that going to be fun to be on Big Brother?" And she's got all these clips of her crying and all that. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a little stressful, but I would love to see one of y'all that are out here watching Cliff Notes Live get on that show. So get your videos ready. I don't know if they're going to do open casting call this year. They may do one or two, but for the most part, I think they've pretty much just moved on to looking at videos only. You don't have to send them in on day one. You don't want to send them in on the very last day. I don't know that it really matters whether you do it now or a couple of weeks from now. Just don't put it off, because you start putting it off, and next thing you know, it's too late and you don't get your chance. For those of you who are doing videos, I'll say the same thing other people have said, I think, to some degree. When you film it, be yourself. Don't try to create some character. Just be yourself. Talk to the camera as though you're having a conversation with your best friend. It's not a job interview. You don't have to be all formal and everything else. Every word, every sentence doesn't have to be correct. It's more about having a free conversation. It's more about showing them that you can just sit there and talk forever if you need to. So make it a very casual conversation. Before you do it, figure out what really makes you stand out from other people. Are you the snarky one? Are you the funny one? Are you the one that just gets upset about everything? Whatever it is, figure out what makes you stand out and maybe try to emphasize it a little bit. Exaggerate a little bit if you want to, but focus on what's going to make you different from everyone else, and hopefully the producers pick up on that as well. And then after that, it's just like the lottery. You could be the perfect fit. It may not work one year. Next year, you're in like Flint. So yeah, I better see every one of y'all trying out for this. That can. I know some of you aren't able to, but for those of you who can, it's the experience. Whether you get on or not is the experience. That's the way I treated it. And I think that helped me because I was very casual and laid back, because I was like, I'm not going to make it on. So what the hell? I'll just do it for the fun of it. Next thing you know. Yeah, you never know. So yeah, Big Brother 26 is casting. Big Brother Canada, don't know yet. We'll see. All right. Andy Yum saying very end of February is when it started last year. I want to say, okay, thank you. And yeah, so a little earlier than I'd said, thinking mid-March or so. So, well, we're right there, because if that's the case, they're in sequester in another couple of weeks, right? They've all been picked, I'm sure, by this point in time. I know they released a while back saying all the semifinalists had already been contacted. So at this point in time, unless someone's just doing something goofy they probably pretty much have an idea of who they want in the house. So we're about that time of year again. All right, Taylor Mangus is saying, taking a poll, giant pretzel or donut from the gas station. Oh, okay. I'm not one to ever turn my nose up at a donut. Be it from a gas station, from a Krispy Kreme's, from a Shipley's, from a package in the grocery store. Now, me personally, I'll take both if I can. I do like pretzels. Here's my thing with pretzels: giant pretzels that are soft and doughy with the salt, and you dip them in the mustard and all that. I'm fine with that. I love those kind of pretzels. You know the kind of pretzels I do not like? The little crunchy ones, the ones you get at the grocery store. They're little sticks about this long that look like inflated toothpicks or something. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And I used to like those until one very unfortunate long car trip with a church group, if I recall, where we didn't have a whole lot to eat except for a couple of bags of those pretzels. And I ate way too many of them with all the salt and everything else. I spent the whole trip thirsty and not feeling fantastic. And yeah, every once in a while, you just have a food that you ate during a unfortunate period of time, and you never want to eat it again. That's the way I am with those little bitty pretzels. If they give those to me as a have-not or something, I may just beg for slop or something instead. But yeah, I love the big doughy ones, not so much the little ones. But if it comes down to it, I think I'll go with the donut. When I was in the Big Brother house, you fill out a list of things that you'd like to have if you were to win HOH and get a basket. And one of the things I'd put down, I don't even remember it, but I'm sure I did, was donuts, because I got a container, like half a dozen ice glazed donuts, not from anywhere, not Krispy Kreme or anything. I think from just the grocery store around the corner. Not the best donuts in the world, but when you've been without them forever, they were fine with me. The very last day when I'm moving out of the HOH room, I've got like 2 left. And Bella was wanting to be very helpful to me because she thought that, her fate maybe would depend on me if it came down to a tie and things like that. So she offered to carry some stuff down. She was carrying my donuts. She dropped them. She may have done it on purpose. Dropped them at the top of the stairs, and we had a circular stairway at that time in the Big Brother house. They fell to the very bottom. And what's that? The 5-second rule or so. That rule changes a little bit when you're in the Big Brother house. I remember sitting there thinking, all right, this donut that I really wanted to eat just fell on the floor. And by the time I get down there, it's going to have been sitting on this floor for a couple minutes or so, which is not good. But I'm also not getting any more while I'm in this house. So if I throw it away, that's it. No more donuts. I don't have a replacement to take their place. So that started pushing me towards going for that donut. And then the other thought of me is saying, all right, we've been in this house 30 something days. I've seen how many people have been walking back and forth in this house, oftentimes without shoes or without socks, walking right where this donut fell in a high traffic area. How much do you really want that donut? It was a tough internal struggle for me. And in the end, I ate the donut. Yeah, I went and dusted it off. A lot of good that's gonna do. But yeah, by that point in time, my hunger won out over any hygienic concerns. How do we even get started? I don't know. Because you had the poll about pretzels versus donuts. But there you go. All right. But let's see what else we got. Oh, let's talk about food. We've talked about Buc-ee's, right? I told y'all last week we had some German tourists that came in. We took them to Buc-ee's. Talking about not necessarily donuts. What we have down here is called kolaches. And there's a big argument about our kolaches, little pigs in a blanket type things, like sausage and ham, savory foods wrapped up in a roll, or our kolaches, when this is what they really are, is more of a pastry with fruit in the middle, sometimes cream cheese, things like that. But Buc-ee's has the most incredible, they got fantastic barbecue, but they have the most incredible kolaches. Every time I go through there, I have to avoid the kolache section. They've got about 100 feet worth of beef jerky. If there is an animal, then there's beef jerky that's been made out of it. I truly think at Buc-ee's, they got a lot of that. They got a lot of kolaches, a lot of barbecue. Dangerous going into Buc-ee's. How I got my girlish figure here. All right. YTC JC Star 1015. How are you doing? YTC JC. Say I miss Big Brother. Yeah, I'm at that section too. When Big Brother was over, especially as late as it was this year, I kind of was like, all right, I need to take a breath. I need to get away from the TV for a little bit and go outside, and because watching those overnight feeds, especially towards the end, get a little rough. So yeah, there was certainly that period of time, my hibernation phase, where I just tucked up in the house, avoided Big Brother, except on social media a little bit, and enjoyed not having it on TV. I'm past that part. I'm ready now to find out what the house is going to look like, who's going to be on the house, what the twists are going to be, who are we going to get mad at and offended at, and go after on social media this season, because there's always someone, right? Yeah, all the stuff that makes Big Brother what it is, I'm looking forward to. So yeah, now it's just a matter. I remember every year when they have the cast release, I watch that TV, waiting for them to pop on, and when they do, trying to get out there and be one of the first to watch it and evaluate and make all these judgment calls about what kind of person someone is based on a 30-second interview, all the things that you should never actually do. But it's fun. As long as you don't take it too seriously, I think it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I miss Big Brother too. All right, Brian's saying you could have eaten some watermelon. Lord knows, I could have eaten I could have eaten a lot. That guy ate a lot of watermelon. Saying disappointed. Oh, disappointed who they voted on traitors. Yeah, let's talk about that. First of all, watermelon. Yeah, we never had a dearth of. If they had given me donuts, the way they gave one of my other cast members watermelons. Can you picture me winning HOH and walking into the HOH room, and it's like a scene out of Willy Wonka? There's donuts hanging from strings off the ceiling. The bathtub's filled with donuts. There's a bed that's got I don't know, a big display in the middle of a donut chocolate fountain or something. Yeah, that's my equivalent to Jackson Mickey's watermelon fest. I remember when he won whatever his first or second HOH. He won a lot of competitions. He didn't win as many HOHs, especially in the first part of the season, as some people think. If you remember back, he kind of laid low the first half of the season, which is why we didn't maybe perceive him as much of a threat until it almost got to be a little too late. But I remember walking into his HOH room first or second time and seeing watermelons. It's like a scene out of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Just big old pods of watermelons everywhere. It's incredible. Some watermelon farm got a bonus that year just because of the watermelons that they supplied inside that Big Brother house. Now they were good. They were not bad. There's a lot worse things that someone could have had a hankering for in the house. So they were good, but he definitely got a little special treatment. God, probably a good thing they didn't give me that mean donuts. All right, let's talk about traitor. Kind of ramble on about donuts, right? Yeah, y'all know what gets me going. Traitors. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, don't worry about it. But Brian's saying a little disappointed on who got sent home on traitors. You know, I think the person who got sent home on traitors probably deserved to go home. I don't think that I don't think it was just one mistake that they made. I don't think they played the way they should have. And I just don't want to get into too much because of it, but you got to be careful. There is no one in that traitor house that's safe, right? The people that are, who's that? John, the parliamentary guy from the UK. I'm kind of amazed that he has avoided all suspicion completely. People don't think that he is a threat, whether he's a traitor or faithful, either one. But whether you're someone like that that's viewed as being a zero threat at all, or you're one of the more high profile people who has been looked at for a long time, no one is safe in there. I will say there is one person, and those of you who've watched the episode know I'm talking. There's one person I thought they did a pretty good job of setting a trap and doing something above and beyond just the basic speculation of, oh, that person looked at me funny. Oh, that person's been kind of sneaking around. No, they actually took a proactive position and did something that helped out the game. And props to them. It worked out pretty well. So Uh, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the trader season so far. Now, let me throw out a little something to y'all, if you're interested. And this came from my friend Angie Hung. Angie, I think she's doing some gymnastics and stuff now. I'm probably traveling. She travels so envious. She travels so much. But Angie just got through watching, I think, season 2 of the Traders UK. Remember, this started in the UK. We're just the copycats. After the UK was successful with it, then we did it. We've done it a few times. The Office, originally UK BBC. If you haven't watched it, fantastic. I love it with Ricky Gervais and all. And then we've copied as well. We did a pretty good job as well. But Traders the same way. Anyways, Traders season 2 doesn't have any celebrity people. It's all unknown people playing the game. But according to Angie, the twist and the challenges and everything that's done so far in this season 2 of the US Traders is exactly the same thing that has happened on the season 2 of the Traders UK. So if you want to kind of get ahead and cheat a little bit and get some spoilers about the way twists and things like that are going to happen, you can watch that. I think it's out on, what's Traders on? Peacock, I think. I can't keep track of them anymore, but I think it's out there in the same location. So if you want to, I haven't watched it yet, but if you want to watch season 2 of the Traders UK, you'll get a little bit more of a feel for what's probably going to be happening the rest of the season. But who knows? Because we haven't seen the rest of the season yet. But yes, I am caught up with it. It is so hard. I was busy Friday night doing stuff, or Thursday night, so I didn't actually get to watch it when it first popped up. And I had to avoid social media like the plague because I just knew people were going to be talking about who went home on the Traders. So as soon as we got a chance Saturday, we checked it out so that we weren't going to be surprised. And I can't say I was necessarily surprised, but yeah, it's no one is above getting sent home on the Traders. So I've enjoyed it. That's fantastic. All right, now let me throw out another suggestion for you guys since we're talking a little reality TV. I watched another show that I found on Netflix. So for those of you who have Netflix, go check this thing out. It's called, a little tough to watch sometimes because it's from South Korea. It's a South Korean game show. It's called Devil's Plan. Could be Devil's Play, but I'm pretty sure it's the Devil's Plan. It's a reality show where they have 16 or so South Koreans, various YouTube celebrities, news person, a bunch of people that apparently are kind of known in South Korea. So like D-list celebrities, perhaps. But they all are put into a house, a castle, I don't know, a dungeon. I'm not sure where it is, but they're located in this place and they're competing every week to win pieces of gold or something. It's going to lead to them getting a lot of money at the end. They're talking about like 50 million won. I don't know how won converts to a US dollar. I'm trying to remember how it was in Squid Game. It doesn't matter. Anyway, but they have a different challenge every week on this show. And it is a thinking man's game. It's a hard show to watch because, again, it's dubbed. You can either watch closed captions or you can watch actually dubbed into English. We've had so much fun watching the dub from South Korean into English because the people that they have these people that are doing like funny laughs and, oh yeah, it's just funny the way they dub some of the language sometimes. But the reason I point this all out, the very first challenge they had in this show was they called it not traders. I think they called it terrorist or something. We would never have that as part of a reality show, but they did it. Devil's Playground. Brian's saying Devil's Playground. Could be. I don't know now. I thought it was Devil's Plan, but I guess I should have watched a little closer to see. The title during the show is in Korean, so that didn't help me out a lot. But it's listed on Netflix. I just forgot. Find the South Korean reality show that has devil in the name, and it's probably that one. But here's the thing. The very first match they had was almost traders. It was a traders type game ramped up exponentially a couple extra degrees. It was incredible. You had, instead of 2 traders, you have 2 terrorists who are able to spread a virus to kill everyone else in the house. Everyone else you're either a terrorist or you're one of 2 terrorists or you are a citizen, which is the same as a faithful in trader language. But within the faithful, within the citizens, You have some people that are ordinary citizens. You have one person who is a researcher, which means the researcher every round can just randomly check one person to see what their true identity is. You've got a person who's an officer who once per round can just randomly uh, point a gun and take out one person that hopefully is a terrorist. If not, then they've taken out one of their friends. And if you're the terrorist, one of the terrorists has an antidote that they can give to one person or themselves. It's just like Traders, but a whole lot more involved with it. And watching these game players try to figure out a strategy of how to identify different people, and why would this person and the terrorists have to infect a different person every round, and why would they infect this person versus another person? Very complicated. I went back and forth and rewound 2 or 3 times trying to keep up with all of it, but at the end, pretty dang good. So again, if you have, that's my personal suggestion for the week is Devil's Plan, Devil's Playground, Devil's Plaything, whatever, the South Korean reality TV show on Netflix. So far so good, but you've got to be paying attention. That's not something you can just sit on the couch and do something else, be on your phone. You got to be watching. All right, Ma saying 1,000 yuan is worth 77 cents. Okay, I found 1,000 yuan on the ground and still have it. Well, there, yeah, you almost buy a hot pocket for that, right? 1,000 yuan. Okay, is yuan. I said won, but I guess it is yuan, right? Some of these currencies in some of these countries are so funny. When I went to Venezuela in like 1995, I think it's the first time I went, 95 or 95. And I got some Venezuelan bolivars where, every time I go to a new country, for the most part, I'll bring back a little of the local currency just as kind of a touristy type thing. I still have some of that at home. Inflation was so bad in Venezuela over the past 20 years or so with all the political stuff going on and all. Some of these like 10 Bolivar notes I have in there are worth like 1/100,000th of a penny now. The paper is worth a whole lot more than the value of the banknote itself. And I know I ran into that in, I think Nigeria had something similar. In Nigeria, they do that intentionally. So if you want to go buy something, you have to carry a whole briefcase worth of money, just have 20 or 30 bucks worth of currency. And they do that because it's harder to smuggle money out of the country when you've got such small bills for everything. And so all kinds of things come into play with it. But okay, so thank you. All that being said, thank you. 1,000 yuan, 77 cents. I'll try to do the math next time I'm watching that show. All right, Wendy Lane is saying, actually, Traders originated in Denmark. It's in 20 countries now. Okay, well, thank you, Wendy. Denmark, and I was getting ready to say Denmark also did Survivor. I think Holland did Survivor, right? And they aren't the same countries. They're kind of close to each other and all that. But yeah, I think Holland, maybe Endemol started Big Brother, but Denmark started Traders. Okay, I actually didn't know that, but thank you for that. Never been to Denmark. That'd be kind of a fun little country to go to. And I say little country only coming from a guy from Texas and all of that. So we'll see. Yeah, I watched a show from Denmark called Rain that was all dubbed about rain that when it falls down, it's poisonous and it kills you immediately. So the only people who survive are the ones who stay indoors. It's a mini series. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, and once again, you have to handle the doubling a little bit. The dubbing. All right, and Nunez 1919 saying, I have Big Brother withdrawals. Yeah, me too. You can go. Maryland saying Big Brother. Oh, Big Brother Canada starts March 8th. Thank you, Maryland. All right, I didn't know they announced it yet. That's why I love hanging out with you guys and getting this kind of information. Wow, March 8th. All right, that's March 8th is a Friday, isn't it? Okay, I think so. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll be watching. I'm gonna be out there finding it somewhere. So, all right. So we've got about a month to go. I can handle a month. And then yeah, you can handle a month, right? And then we've got something to keep us going. If you can't, there are some Big Brother episodes out there on Paramount Plus. I heard 21 was pretty good. Yeah, some people say that. Other not so much. One of my personal favorites. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, we're almost there. I'm just glad. I am just hoping that Big Brother is in the summertime. Don't like this fall stuff. Big Brother isn't a fall type show. We'll leave that. Survivor can do the spring and the fall. Big Brother gets the summertime because it's a summer kind of show, right? because it's silly. I, who would have thought? I always thought I was much more suited for the hardcore survivor. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna carry these 200-pound crates, and if you can't carry the food, you're not gonna eat, and you're gonna have to swim 100 yards and beat people with wet ropes and stuff to survive. Big Brother, you hang around on little logs and you shoot paintballs at each other and all that. They don't take themselves nearly as serious, but you still have the same undercurrents of a lot of people. You get very serious when you're talking $500,000, $750,000. The competitions may be a little sillier, but the motivations, they're still there. Oh, trust me, they're still there. All right, let's see. Mark saying, new season of the challenge starting soon. Saw an ad for it. I need to try to get back into it. I just feel like they kind of messed up a little bit, at least for now. I didn't consider myself a casual viewer of the challenge, but maybe a newer viewer, because I started watching it like Dirty 30 or something, which seems like forever ago now. But I feel like suddenly you had the challenge, you had Challenge All Stars, you had Challenge CBS, you had so many different versions of the challenge out there that I got overwhelmed. I couldn't watch them all, and so I started selectively picking some. And as a result, now I've missed a few of them. Here's my little thing too. I love the challenge, but when they do math puzzles, it drives me crazy because they don't solve the formulas correctly. And I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. And every time I watch them with the math formula and everyone comes up with the incorrect answer and they're told it's correct, I just want to turn the TV off and go somewhere else. So that's my little pet peeve. But having said all that, CT's on the Traders, and I do like watching CT play the game. I've always liked CT on the challenge, and I certainly like him on the Traders as well. Just seems like a very down-to-earth guy. He's not a... Now, I've met some of the challenge folks, Polly and Johnny Bananas, and of course KC played it, and a few others, Nomi and all that. And I've met a lot of them at different events, all very nice. But CT just strikes me as a guy who's just kind of a regular guy that's kind of in a weird kind of career, playing the game of the challenge and now Traders as well. So there you go. All right. YTCJC star 1015. What was your favorite blind side of Big Brother 25? Oh man, that seems like so long ago at this point in time. I'm trying to think. There were, some of the twist on there. I was not a fan of the zombie twist. I thought they could have done so much more with that. The early ones, I don't know. Y'all tell me, because I'm trying to remember what the big twists were on these things. It seems like several weeks in a row, right? I don't know. It was almost it seems like there were more where you were expecting a big blind side, and then it just kind of, I don't know. They told him, like when Jag had the secret, the invisible HOH, and he still tells everyone who he's putting up and everything. So I don't know. I don't know if I have a secret. I'd have to go back and review the season before I necessarily told you, because I just don't remember right now. In one side and right back out the other. I don't know. I liked, some of the twists I liked. I just think some, like the hidden HOH, if they done it earlier in the season, so it was harder to figure out who actually had the power, I would have liked it so much more. But it is what it is. All right, let's see what else we got a question. Now I'll talk about some of the stuff I did over the weekend. Mark Taylor, who do you have in the game on Sunday, San Francisco or KC? Oh, I know a lot of people maybe are cheering against Kansas City, but I'm cheering for the Chiefs. I'm going to cheer for the Chiefs. First of all, they're the Midwest. They're just up north of us a little bit, so I'll cheer for them based on a geographical basis. Texas and California, we got a little rivalry that goes on here and there. I grew up as a Dallas Cowboys fan. So Joe Montana and the catch to Dwight Clark, they just stabbed me in the heart when they beat the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl that season. So I've always had a little bit of a grudge against the 49ers because of that. Kansas City was the original Dallas Texans, formed the same year or a year before the Cowboys formed. Then they moved north. Lamar Hunt moved north and was with the AFL and all that. So, for all those reasons, I'll probably, and because the Houston Texans are AFC, Kansas City Chiefs are AFC, so I'll probably be cheering for the Chiefs and Mahomes. Mahomes went to college here in Texas at Texas Tech, and you got Taylor Swift as well, right? I like Taylor Swift's music. I really don't care whether they show her one time or 100 times during the game. I just assume they don't show it at all. Because when I'm watching football, when I'm watching the Super Bowl, I'm there for two reasons: to watch the game and to watch the commercials. And I don't really care about the rest of it. But having said that, I do like Taylor Swift's music. But yeah, I'm gonna be cheering for Kansas City. And I hope when it's over, if they win, that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift don't sit there and say, "Oh, we're going to Disney World" or something like that. I'm sure the camera will be zoomed in on her quite a bit after the game. But yeah, I think I'll be cheering for Kansas City. How about you? I know a lot of y'all maybe don't care at all. Some of you care one way, some care the other, and some just want to watch commercials. What are y'all's thinking on it? Let's see what else. Wyatt Garrett saying going to see Joe Nichols at Texas Live Friday night. Yeah, Texas Live is a place, for those of you who don't know, it's a big venue in Arlington. It's part of the Texas Stadium, Jerry Jones World, stadium and all that. I've never been there. I've been by there. It looks incredible, but one of these days I'm gonna have to check it out. It just seems like every time I get up to Dallas Fort Worth, there's so much going on. I never get a chance to do it. What is going on? Speaking of sports, and then we'll move on to something else. World Cup 2026. It seems like it's forever from now, but they announced it. Houston's getting, I think, 7 matches. I think we're getting 7 matches. Dallas is getting 9 matches. That's 16 matches inside the state of Texas. I'm going to be going to a lot. It's going to be hard. It's during the summertime. It's during Big Brother. My worst scenario, my nightmare situation, and if it happens, yay, would be if I got called back to do another season of Big Brother, and they called me back in 2026 with me knowing that the World Cup is going on, because I'm a huge World Cup soccer fan. That's how I learned to speak Spanish, or tried to speak Spanish. I need to practice some, but when I was in high school, I would watch soccer, but especially World Cup soccer, and I'd watch it on the Spanish channel. And talk about talking fast. But I would listen, and I would use that to help practice, mainly the commercials and stuff that they had at halftime and all that. But I would try to watch the Spanish TV to learn how to speak Spanish better. And as part of that, and just because I traveled so much, so I really watched and talked to a lot of other people who were into sports, soccer and all that. So I'm a huge World Cup fan. They're going to put me in the house in 2026 as a returning player, and I'm going to know the World Cup's going on. And I'm going to be, y'all know I hate wall yellers. I'm going to be in the backyard every day yelling at the top of my lungs, "Send the plane over. Let me know how the U.S. team's doing. Does wall yellers yell some scores to me?" They're going to hate me. Producer going to say, "Cliff, we're not going to tell you any scores," and I'll be begging for it every single day. But yeah, we got World Cup coming up, and I'm already excited about it. Last World Cup we had was in 1994. Didn't go to any of the matches because I didn't care as much about it back then. Now I care. So it's going to be fun. The final's going to be in New Jersey. So for those of you over there, I may be out there visiting y'all one of these days. All right. So what else we got? Other sports. Formula One, Lewis Hamilton switched teams. Is going over to Ferrari. I follow Formula One because I love auto racing as well, but Formula One instead of NASCAR because, again, a lot of my international folks I've talked with over the years and all of that. All right. For all of y'all who saying to stop with the sports talk, we're going to stop. I watched a movie this weekend, pretty famous movie. A lot of people have been talking about for the last 6 months or so. Yeah, I finally broke down. I watched Oppenheimer. Nah, yeah, I'm just kidding. I watched the Barbie movie. It was out there on Max. I don't know, one of the streaming services. It was out there. Sharon and I watched Barbie. I feel like everyone else in my family, extended family, everywhere else, everyone's watched Barbie except for me. We watched it. Gotta say, pretty funny. The first 10 minutes, especially, when they're introducing Barbie and the Barbie world and everyone on the beach and all the Kens and even Alan and all that. The first 10, 15 minutes, phenomenal when they should I give spoilers? Surely I'm not giving too much away. When at one point they're back in like regular world, Venice Beach and all of that. Pretty funny watching them get exposed to regular life as Barbie and all of that. Um, was pretty funny. Afterwards, they start getting in a little bit more the philosophical and all that. It's still funny, and some of the music and all that was pretty hilarious. I kind of felt sorry for Ken there at the end. I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I was kind of feeling bad for Ken's position in life. Well, he just wanted to do manly stuff, cowboys and horses and things like that, right? But he's just Ken. So yeah, I got it. It was a lot of fun. I grew up playing with a lot of GI Joes. I was one of four brothers, so we didn't have a lot of Barbies in the house when I was growing up. But I did have a daughter, so I certainly I have spent a lot of time undoing the clips on. For those of you who don't know, when you buy a Barbie, it comes with about 20 twist ties that hold the Barbie in position on the cardboard backing. And nothing takes longer than building a Barbie dream house for Christmas, or they really secure their products when you have to put them together. But yeah, certainly I played GI Joes, but my daughter played with a whole lot of Barbies. We had Barbie shoes and Barbie houses and planes and everything else all over this house there for a while. So it was a lot of fun. It reminded me of when I first watched Toy Story, way back. When was that, 95 or so? I think 95 was when Toy Story came out. But it reminds me that it's kind of this whole new look on everything where they kind of do it campy. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, I was thinking about G.I. Joe's Evil Knievel. You crank up the motorcycle and run him down the sidewalk, which was a lot of fun. We had Stretch Armstrong too. Just a basic doll. You'd stretch him far, far, far apart, and most of the times his arm came back together eventually. So yeah, we enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But you know what I was thinking of the whole time I'm watching the Barbie house, and she's kind of just floating down to the ground and all of that. All I could think was how cool would it be if I lost my train of thought here. How cool it would be if the Big Brother house theme this year was the Barbie house. Would wouldn't that not be fun? Now there may be a little copyright stuff you have to deal with, but wouldn't it be fun if you had I know the hairbrushes in the house were all real big hairbrushes and all of that. So yeah, I was thinking about the combining Barbie the movie in with Big Brother 26, Barbie the Big BBB Barbie Big Brother. That's you may have to work on the title a little bit, but y'all know why I think that, right? The have not, instead of cold showers, it would just be no showers. You just stand in there and act like you're taking a shower. You have all this fancy food for the have nots, but then you turn out it's just plastic that sits on plates. I don't know, you sleep in giant teacups in the back. I don't know. It just got me to thinking while I was watching the movie. So even when I'm watching shows like that, in my back of my mind, it's all going back to Big Brother, right? So it's just a thought. If big Barbie Big Brother shows up as the theme this summer, you'll know who to thank for it, right? We'll see. All right. Now, at one point, I want to talk about Barbies that I had for my daughter and all of that, and me playing with my own dolls and all that. Dolls, I'll say my GI Joes and all that. I want to show y'all something. I was thinking about it when we were watching Barbie. I went to India. I don't know, a while back. I went to Mumbai a couple of times, and while I was there, it's always interesting when I travel around the world. I love to try out the different foods that you get in different locations. Some of it good, some of it not so good, but it's still worth trying, right? And worst comes to worst, I can always have French onion soup. No matter where you are in the world, it seems like they've got French onion soup. That's my go-to when I just am tired of eating exotics and things like that. Get some French onion soup. But I always love trying the food. One of the things I always enjoyed as well, because I was typically trying to buy little souvenirs and stuff for Sharon and for the kids. And so I'd find myself in toy stores in different countries. And it was always fun because you would find these regional Barbies And sometimes they were official Mattel Barbies. Sometimes they were kind of their own little knockoff. But it was cool looking at some of these other Barbies that were representing the local culture, the local people of this country, and not as exotic, but just as the way they were. I remember seeing that in the Middle East. There were a lot of Barbies that were dressed, very conservatively, depending on the country and all of that. And so you got a lot of different deals. But when I was in Mumbai, I actually bought two Barbies, and I was going to show one to you. One of the two, too. One of them was anyway. Here, I'll show you. See, this is the one I got for my daughter, whose name is Kelly. And so I saw that one. I thought, all right, well, that's pretty good. So this is straight from India, Kelly in India, and I think it is official Mattel, but it's somewhere in there. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, anyway, but it's actually manufactured in India for little girls in India that get to play. And I guess Kelly's the younger sister, maybe, of Barbie or something. So anyway, same name as my daughter and Barbie and all that. I just thought that was cool. And so we've held on to it ever since in the box. Maybe it's worth $1 million. We're not selling it probably anyway, but one of the more favorite things I ever got was just because of the name and Barbie and all that. So there you go. My little, some people travel around the world collecting Pez or trading cards or whatever. And just get Barbie. You know what I used to collect a lot of, which was fun? Monopoly sets. I would buy Monopoly sets from a lot of different countries because it seems like every country has them. They're always with their own local roads and cities and things like that. And it was just a cool way to gather a lot of different countries and kind of see their own version of Monopoly. I've got all those somewhere. I guess I need to look for them. Anyway, we'll see. Another thing I did, which was a lot of fun. Y'all remember Barney? Yeah, of course you do. The big purple dinosaur. I love you. You love me. Yeah, I remember that song real well. I won at a carnival for my son or daughter, both. I don't remember. I won a little Barney, not Barbie, a little Barney stuffed Barney, but this big or so. I think I won it throwing darts at balloons. I probably spent $50 throwing darts to win this little Barney, but I won Barney for my kids, and I was the hero dad that particular evening. So I won Barney. They took it home. There's nothing fancy about this Barney. It was just a nice little doll. I think one of the times when I went on a trip, one or both of my kids gave me that Barney to keep me company while I was gone, so I wouldn't be scared on the airplane and all of that. And it's like, oh, that's sweet. So I took the Barney with me, but I couldn't just take him with me. I actually took him with me and started taking pictures of Barney everywhere I went. So I've got a picture, and this is in the days before cameras on your smartphones and all. I wish I would have taken so many more pictures if I had that, but it wasn't. Digital, not even digital, I just film roll camera, disposable cameras and all that. But I took pictures of this little Barney on the Great Wall of China. I took a picture. I was riding a camel in Dubai out into a Bedouin little camp, and I was actually on a camel. I had Barney on the camel in front of me, and trying to stay on a camel and take a picture at the same time. Not so easy to do, but I took pictures of Barney. Where else did I take pictures of Barney? I don't remember, other places, but I think I've got one picture of Barney on the subway in Moscow, a few places like that. The sand dunes in the Middle East, I think in Saudi Arabia, I put Barney up on a sand dune way high and took a picture. And so I would come back and I'd say, hey, here's some pictures of Barney. Barney had fun with me, and they thought that was great. And so Barney traveled the world with me. And it's funny. People would laugh when they'd see that, but they knew I was a dad, so it wasn't that big a deal. I always didn't worry too much about it. I had Barney. I had the latest Harry Potter book 4 or 5. I don't remember which one it was, but it just come out in the United States the day before I left on a trip. I was over in the Middle East where it had not been released yet. I could have made a fortune selling that book because I would eat it at dinner time. Had so many people coming over saying, where in the world did you get that book from? Oh, it just came out yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. So I remember that trip well. I remember reading that book of Harry Potter while eating a squid pizza at a restaurant there in Abu Dhabi. It's actually pretty good. Tiny little squid all over the pizza, just like pepperoni. Or maybe it's octopus. I don't know. Does it really matter? Nah, but it was good. I enjoyed that meal. I enjoyed the book, and I enjoyed Barney sitting right there with me as well. All right, what else do we? Ma saying I hate Barney, won't lie. I feel like Barney's one of those that you're either really strongly into the Barney camp or not so much. It brings back memories for us because our kids were of the age where they really like Barney and Baby Bop and all that. I've got a picture. My daughter was Baby Bop for her first Halloween when she was almost 1 year old. So I got a soft spot in my heart for Barney. You're okay with me, Barney, but Ma, I understand. All right, 752. Jake saying, I remember my dad winning me an Urkel doll at the fair one year. Wish I still had it. An Urkel doll's pretty funny. Who played Urkel? Jamil? I can't remember what his name is. He's made a career out of being. Who would have thought when he got cast for that role? Do you think he said, "Oh my God, this is my breakthrough role. I'll be known forever as Urkel"? Probably not. He probably was thinking, okay, well, this will last for a couple months, and then hopefully I can do something a little bit better as Shakespeare waits me. No, not for you, my friend. You're going to be Urkel for the rest of your life. So there you go. But having said that, having an Urkel doll, I think you may win the doll competition. I don't remember them offering Urkels at the carnival I was at, but I may have tried to win them. Michelle Moore, do you like mandarin oranges on your pizza? I don't think I've ever had mandarin oranges on my pizza, Michelle, but I don't know. It's a little too acidic for my taste. Maybe I'd try it. Having said that, I like pineapple. If you're going to put pineapple on your pizza, it's not really that much more of a step to go to the mandarin oranges, right? Yeah, we'll find out. I actually have right now a concoction in my freezer of mandarin oranges, milk, heavy cream, all blended together. A little cap full of vanilla in there as well, all blended together. I'm gonna try and make ice cream out of it. I may do it this evening, in fact, and see if I can make some kind of a Dole Whip or something like that. We'll see. It may be great, maybe not so much. I'll tell y'all next week. All right. Ari Munoz saying pineapple rules. Yeah, I got to be in the right mood with pineapple and ham. Normally, when I get pizza, I'll get one side. Y'all don't care about this, right? But I'll say anyway. Normally, I get one side pepperoni and green olives or pepperoni and sausage, kind of, something like that. Then another side, I'll get pineapple and Canadian bacon or pineapple and ham. So I very much go down the middle. I've got my sweet side of my pizza and my savory side. And when I get really, really risky, I put the two of them together and eat them all at once, and just a burst of taste. So, yeah, pineapple rules. I didn't like pineapple as a kid. Strawberry is still my favorite, but pineapple is right behind it nowadays. We didn't have any pineapples in the house. We had watermelon, didn't have any pineapples. All right, let's see what else. 754. Oh, these pizza questions, y'all. Is a thin crust or thick crust? I don't know. I don't like the paper thin. I don't like the thin where you bite into it and it just kind of falls apart on you. Not necessarily the thickest kind of pizza. Somewhere in the middle. Y'all tell me. We're going to be going. In fact, I want to ask a question for y'all, and this can carry over into next week. Sharon and I taking a little vacation, going up to New York City. We've never been before, so we're going to go up there. We're starting to do our little plans and all that. They've got. Yeah, I was going to say they've got pizza in New York, right? Yeah, I know they got pizza in New York. That was a rhetorical question, I suppose. But what kind of pizza do they have up there? Is it thick or is it thin? I need to figure out, y'all. I need y'all's assistance to help me figure out what do we need to do as first-time visitors to New York. For those of you who are from the area, what do we need to do up there that we're going to regret not doing if we don't do it while we're up there? There's some things I don't know if I'll walk all the way up the Statue of Liberty, but we'll circle around it. We'll go up one of the tall buildings. I imagine we'll go to the 9/11 Memorial. I can't see how I wouldn't do that, but what is maybe off the beaten track? Some of the things that maybe people don't always think of. If you don't have time to post out here this evening, please tell me next week or send me a DM on it, because I seriously am trying to figure out what we're going to do. We're probably going to try to see a Broadway show because, of course. But speaking of, I think I think I heard a little rumor that Tommy Bracco might be back on Broadway, and I'd say rumor because I don't know for certain. I just saw mentions of it. I need to check with him and find out. We had all kinds of news going on with some of my BB21 fellow house guests. Tommy potentially back on Broadway. It sounds like Christy had her 2 babies. I'm so happy for her and her wife Jamie. They had 2 little girls, Sage and Sella, if I recall. I tried to talk her into naming one of those babies Cliff, but I figured that was a long shot. But yeah, a man can try, right? But now 2 beautiful little babies. I'm so excited for the 2 of them. They're gonna make wonderful parents. So yeah, just some cool stuff going on. Ari Munoz saying congrats to Christy on her babies. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy for her. You see the smile on her face. It's a whole new stage of life that they're getting on. That they're heading into. Let's see, Empire State Building, definitely 9/11 Memorial, Cliff Arena. Yeah, I don't think that was standing much of a chance either. Yeah, we'll find out. We're gonna get it figured out. And I'm really curious to see what Broadway show we're gonna go see. We may just do the roulette version and just say, hey, surprise us with some tickets. We'll go see whatever. That may be interesting. There's all kinds there. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's as I say, I've been all over the world, just never been up to that particular part of the world. There's not a lot of oil up in New York City, so hence the lack of visitation so far. But we're going to change it up. So I appreciate any advice that y'all throw out my way as we go forward. Ari Munoz saying the Staten Island Ferry. Yeah, I think we may do that, and I've heard some people say you can do that and see the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island, some of that as well. A lot. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. I'm bound and determined to figure out how the subways work. If I could figure out the subways in Moscow with another language and all of that, then maybe I can figure out there. Now, here's the question: for those of you who watch Barbie the movie, you saw Barbie and Ken walking down Venice Beach wearing some Western wear, where they kind of stood out, right? I'm really debating if I go to New York City, am I going to wear the hat? Am I going to stand out like a sore thumb? Am I better off maybe leaving the Western wear back at the house? I'm wearing boots, but I may leave the cowboy hat back home. I don't know. It may be. I don't know if I want to attract too much attention, but me being who I am, a little attention's never a bad thing. We'll see. Michelle saying seeing Practical Jokers. All right, well that would be fun. Depends on how you see them, right? I mean, I don't think they could ever prank me because I've watched every single episode they've ever done about 200 times. Thank you, True TV, who shows nothing but Impractical Jokers. But I love those guys. So, yeah, I don't know that I would fall for a prank, but I would love to see them either on stage or doing pranks on other people. I remember that. I forgot that they were there. Yeah, we'll see. I love Impractical Jokers. We talked about that in the Big Brother house. Some people had seen it. Others hadn't, and so we just spent a lot of time explaining these pranks. And if you don't actually watch, it's tough. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. That's Carol Mosher saying wear the hat, nobody'll notice. Well, they may notice me because I'll be wearing the hat, walking down the street, going yeah, and yeah, I'll make sure they notice me right before they come and take me somewhere special. Perhaps we'll see. See a show at Madison Square Garden. That'd be fun too. So, all right. Well, thank you. And then Marilyn saying leave the cowboy hat. We'll see. And Werewolf Mask saying any comic book store. Okay. We'll see. We may just when I travel international, I love doing walkabouts. I love every time I get a chance, which mainly means if I'm there over a weekend. I love to just walk for a couple hours without a map or a phone. Well, I carry my phone nowadays, but just walk. Sometimes you end up in a neighborhood where there's not a lot to be seen. Other times, Middle East, I end up in a spice souk, and you never know. I ended up in the Russian section of Abu Dhabi or Dubai once. I never even knew there was a Russian section. Maybe we'll just go on a walkabout. Who knows where we'll end up if Sharon and I start walking to New York City. Maybe we'll reconsider that idea. All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. Yeah, confuse Cliff for the naked cowboy. Sharon's going to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm not going to go quite that far. All right, but guys, I am going to shut it down because it's 8 o'clock, even a minute afterwards. So thank you for joining me for yet another evening. I'll start off with another big old SKD 143. Love my wife, love my kids, love all you guys as well. Thank you for for hanging with me tonight. If you haven't done so, please consider again the subscription, turning on notifications, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. Guys, y'all have a fantastic week. Kind of rainy some spots. I guess it's cold in a few spots still, but stay dry, stay safe, stay warm. Get ready. Go enjoy the outdoors while you can, because March 8th, we get Big Brother back in Canada, and we'll be soon after. And then we'll all be glued to the TV sets again instead. So enjoy your spring while you still can. Send me DMs on New York City suggestions. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, y'all have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. I'll see y'all next Monday. Until then, SKD143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.